What have I done? I traded for the 65 Corvair Corsa, but it's in way worse shape than I thought. You may be asking, why a Corvair? Aren't they universally hated? Actually, no. I'm going to show you why this is a very unique and very cool car. So I have to admit, this is worse off than I thought it was. But the first order of business is, let's see if the tires even air up, because we have to get it out of here. I can't believe what I'm seeing, but it's taking air.
The second tire in the back is also holding air, so now whether or not it'll keep it, I don't know, but oh yeah. I've seen tires that bad hold air, so maybe. You know, this doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, well, it's...
Do you think they put it on new and then let it sit for 50?
Oh, let's see what it looks like.
1 years?
It's an AC Delco, so it may very well be the original.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's mint. That's mint. Look at that.
Look at this.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually mud in the imprint of that thing. Yes,
Well,
viewers, we are insane.
yeah.
Insane. And this car proves it.
Yeah, okay, so far we have 3 out of 4. So that's great.
That's unbelievable.
It is. Rizzo told me that it's 74. I hadn't actually seen the license plate that was on there, so this is actually pretty funny. So it is right there. You think you're going to get 444?
This one's very, very bad.
So we've got 4-4. Unbelievable. Is it? That might be seized.
Yeah, it's pretty well jammed up.
Yeah.
Does that door? Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah, don't
door
open
'cause
that
it's
door.
broken.
Yeah.
This doesn't close.
No, that's pretty jammed too. I think we're gonna have to lube that up.
Holy cow.
We'll come back to you. So what's your plan?
Just see if I can push the clutch in and move the shifter.
Did the clutch go in?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. It did.
Oh, the gas pedal fall through into the ground.
It's like it.
Oh.
I see moving. I see moving.
What happens if you press the brake? Just out of curiosity.
It's stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got a tack. That's cool.
Well, there's that. Hey, you're the one that said you'd always really like these cars and you just really wanted to know what it was like to work on one.
The clutch appears to work. Oh, look at that. You can see the clutch cable moving the wheel right there. And it appears to work. But the shifter's hopelessly stuck, so. I'm going to get inside pressing the clutch because the shifter's stuck.
Well, that window let down.
There's no crank on it.
Oh. When that thing's in the way, you can leave the door open in case you need to bail. Okay.
Let's hope no one needs to bail.
Yeah. But if an old whippersnapper snake were to come out of there, he'd want to bail. All right, it should be on.
Well, that was too easy.
Yeah.
Were the rear wheels moving?
All four wheels are turning.
I told him we didn't expect that at all. I mean, it's just not expected.
You should have put a battery in it and drove it out of here.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
it was not expected that you had always wanted to work on these cars and we were going to take this home for you to play around with, but okay.
If the clutch, yeah, depends if it's a gear, and I don't know if it's a gear.
I'd like it to be hooked right here. Will it go over there?
Yes. Yeah, I got it. So you might be wondering why I had straps over the top. This top hinge is broken and literally the door wants to fall off. So our intent here is get this thing clean as the first step in ownership to see what we've got. It's so filthy dirty right now that we really can't see all the imperfections, and there are many.
Pretty bad. You know
Yeah.
that.
Is it the worst we've ever done?
It might be.
Really?
I've been thinking about it, and it might be.
I can't think of one that's been this bad. And we've done some bad ones.
Exactly. What were you thinking, Richard? What's wrong with you?
It's a Corvair.
You've been sniffing fluid of some type, like gas,
I've been sniffing rust.
gas fluid or starter fluid, I mean.
I've been sniffing rust.
Yeah, I've been sniffing rust too, but oh well. All right, so why don't you pitch in and this ought to be done. Lickety split. Well, this is how it looks cleaned up.
It's nice and dry. Let's look at a couple of things. So this had racing stripes on it. You can see it, one here and one here, and the trunk has them too. We can't tell if they were on the roof because there's no paint whatsoever on the roof. But you can see them right here. Well, they were here, I guess.
Up at the top, by the vents.
Oh, there they are, right there and right there. And they came down this way.
You know what's weird is, see that green color?
Yeah, where's that coming from?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna have to look up the VIN and find out, or the body code, find out what color this was.
Yeah, so what was funny when we were washing it. I don't know if you could tell or not, but whatever this is, when you go back and look at the video, the water coming down is that color.
What, doesn't this look like glazing putty?
Yeah, now that you mention it.
It does.
Okay, well, on to my favorite part.
What's that?
You get to see what lurks inside.
Yeah. So viewers, if you call me crazy for this, it's okay.
Just remember the name of our channel.
Yeah, that's true. What the rest?
Okay, so we're gonna get this in here, but you need it to air up the tires. And oddly as it sounds, all three of them held air except for that back tire.
I mean, it's shocking to me. These old 13-inch tires been holding air since 74. Take air after sitting since 74. But look at what we're dealing with the front wheels. Because somebody grabbed on the center link to pull it, we're going to have to put dollies under these wheels for the thing to roll. So here's the plan. I'm going to push the clutch in. Whoa. I'm going to push the clutch in, see if this rolls forward. If it does, the winch will catch it and you can winch it back till the edge of the ramp. Then we're going to have to take the dolly out and finesse it off the ramp with that bent wheel.
Are you trying to soup this car up?
Huh?
Are you trying to soup this car up?
Yeah, man. Nothing looks better on a 60s car than sluts.
Yeah.
I maintain that opinion.
Okay.
For people that are wondering why I'm not using my impact wrench, when you pack quickly after doing a revival in the middle of nowhere, you misplace stuff. It's around, I just don't know exactly where. And this will do just fine.
Are you just gonna let it come off and see what happens?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
let it come off, and as long as we stay on the ramps somewhat, I'm gonna do it slow. I'm just gonna be cranking the wheel back and forth as best I can to keep it on the ramps.
All right, good luck. I'm gonna say go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hey, Richard.
What?
Do you want me to tell you what you need to do? You need to put the dolly back on that tire.
Here is our wonderful wheel that finally wouldn't hold air. And look at the edges of the rim. Just rusted solid. And you can see it wasn't hitting the ground. It was hitting rubber. And it's been sitting so long that it's still rusted out. Rather than mess with these two wheels that are pointing in opposite directions, I'm just going to disconnect the tie rod. That way we'll be able to steer these wheels independently. I could have done that up on the trailer, but it's a whole lot easier here. So I've got the nut out, and I'm just going to use the pickle fork to separate the tie rod.
Yeah, I'm gonna say maybe we should just pull it.
This is getting nowhere fast, huh? Okay. We are under the car now, and we're going to take a look at what we've got. This is a pretty important moment because this is going to be the determiner where this car is scrap or possibly usable. Okay, let's start at the front. The front suspension is fine. Believe it or not, the bushings, of course, are cracked, but look at like this one. It exists, and that's more than I expected. Way more. So that's good. This is the bent drag link that I disconnected. I mean, that's pretty much shot. I could try to straighten it, but we have, I don't know if you can see this, we have the trunk floor here. That's shot completely. It's got 3 huge holes in it. This side of the suspension is pretty much the same. The bushings are all here. Cracked, but present. Moving back, this is real important. So this is the subframe here. If this is rusted out, this car has had it. And it's not rusty at all. It's very, very solid. This piece isn't so great, but it's structurally sound, and it's not as important as these. And these on both sides are good. That's amazing. I didn't expect that. So that's some good news. This is plastic. This is where the wires go. So that's no big deal. This little wheel here is for the clutch linkage. Because everything's in the back, you have to get the clutch action to the back. And that wheel is not broken. That's plastic. That's crazy. Or nylon. That's amazing. This here is the shift linkage, which is hopelessly bound up. So I need to figure out what in the world is going on here.
Look.
What's that? Oh, man.
They stayed at the Holiday Inn.
Let's check that out.
Oh.
Okay, there's some kind of, I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Looks like a bird's egg, doesn't it?
Yeah, it might be a bobber. For fishing? I don't know.
What does this say? Bike. Strap guard. Okay, so I guess the Holiday Inn thing was something else.
We'll look at that when we get it down.
It disintegrated when I took it out. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's a trash can. Somebody stole a Holiday Inn trash can. And here is a nice hole in the floor in the front. That's in the back. This is the front. This is just horrible.
It is, but the other side doesn't appear to be.
No? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is way better. A little hole there. Little hole there. Something going on here.
It's still better.
It's better. It's way better. What else is interesting? Here's the e-brake mechanism here. Let's see if that still moves. It actually does move. It's possible this emergency brake works.
What about the exhaust?
It's gone.
I don't see it.
No, it's gone. See, it comes out of here, and I believe what it does is it comes out of there and loops around, and the mufflers are there.
Can you put the light inside of here?
And it's gone. How's that look?
Like spidery?
How about this side? Oh, this side looks terrible. That might be plugged up. If that's plugged
I
up,
think you're right.
yeah, if that's plugged up, this engine's not going to run. I got to clean that out. But I talked at the beginning of the video about how these cars are assumed to be universally hated. They shouldn't be. They're very, very neat cars. Now check this out. Here's one of the reasons why. It's fully independent four-wheel suspension. Very similar to a Corvette. These are drive shafts, or half shafts as they're called. It's not a solid tube. So these things handle really, really well. They're coil sprung. The Corvette was the same, except it had a leaf spring going this way. These actually are really good cars. Maybe not this one. Okay, heading back to the rear. The axle mounts are all good. These are fine. We talked about the missing mufflers, and there's rear quarter rot. And this is a splash guard for the engine, so that's kind of crap. For the exhaust, that's kind of crappy. So one bad thing is we can't get it to crank from under here, and I wanted to see if with the clutch pushed in, it still turns over. So we're gonna have to drop it back down and try that. I really wanna see if this engine is stuck. By the way, we have exclusive access to an estate auction where the owner had a number of old vehicles. I'm talking about an old Charger, some square body trucks, some old Lincolns, all kinds of stuff. And we are going to feature this on our More What the Rust channel later this week. We'll give you a view of everything that's there, and you'll have it before anybody. If you like what you see, bidding starts April 8th. Check it out. You may find your dream car among those that we feature. Now let's get back to this video. I think we have a good idea now of what we're dealing with underneath. Now let's check out what's inside and see what's going on with that stolen Holiday Inn trash can. Ready?
This is my favorite part.
Yeah. What's this all about? Is this...
The trim, probably.
Oh, look at that. It's fossilized. Okay, let's start with this.
Hubcap?
I believe that's a Corsa hubcap. And we've got 3 of them. Yeah. There you go. Ooh, what's this?
That's what fell out of the car from under that
Oh, yeah.
floor.
I don't know what this is. We'll figure it out. But here's something big. Oh, this is a door panel for the other side. You know, that door panel's missing? Isn't that neat? That little styling C for Corsa. Look at that. Chrome speaker. With absolutely, look at that, with no paper inside. It's completely junk. All right, you have an armrest.
That is the missing armrest.
Is it? This is official Corvair, and look at it's blue. Oh, these are always fun. Look at this custom box.
Oh my.
What do we have? Cutlass Supreme.
I don't think that goes to this car.
Nope. This probably does because it's missing. This is the directional handle. What's this? Oh, look at that. Oh, that's not for this car. We've got a Monza.
Why would you have a Monza for a Corsa?
I don't know. That's a great question. Is it for a Corvair Monza or is it for a Chevy Monza? We'll never know. We need these. It's headlight rim. And then some assorted stuff. This is a heat shield of some type, 2 heat shields of some type, and the rest is just rusty junk. That's been sitting on the floor here for a long time.
This is the side of the floor that soars.
Is it? All right, the Holiday Inn.
Is that the
This is
Holiday Inn?
heavy. Yeah, I think it is.
If that's what it is, I don't think it's a trash can. It's
No?
It's for the ice.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Turn it around. That's what it is. That's
Okay,
What
so the
that's what you
ice.
put the ice in.
So what do we have? Oh, that's an exhaust hanger. Boy, that's nice. That might be an eBay find right there. That's in good shape. That's a look at the engineering for that and the quality in that to make sure that your muffler didn't rattle the car. Cool stuff. Look at this bunch of them. Look at that. That's what this whole thing is exhaust hangers. Neat. Because this car has no exhaust on it.
That's right. So I was gonna say that goes to a vacuum. That's funny.
Oh yeah, an old vacuum. And what's this? Like fishing? Yeah, I think this is old for fishing line. Fishing line holder. And another archaic speaker with a nice nut attached to it. And look at the old pull tab.
Yeah.
Wow. See, this car is old enough. It's going to have pull tabs in it. Right? It's been sitting so long, pull tabs were still in use.
Yeah, there are an insane amount of nuts in here.
Nuts?
Yeah.
I'm nuts for you.
It's a lot of the trim is in here, but we knew that because you could see that.
Yeah, check this out.
Oh wow.
This is neat. It's in good shape.
Does it go to this?
I don't know. I bet it does.
Huh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's super cool. Look at that. This is in really nice shape. This will shine up great. I think that the silvering is still good on the mirror. That's a great find. Door handle, that's for the other side. We haven't seen window cranks yet, and we need a couple. And this is just loaded with stuff.
Oh, is that for a brake? No.
No. This is a
there's
cigarette lighter.
Huh.
I bet that's for this car. Boy, that's cool.
Is it missing a cigarette lighter? I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we get up there.
Look at that lighter.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. It's spelled wrong.
What?
Yeah, lighter is spelled wrong.
Does it just say light?
L-I-T-E-R. Lots of pull tabs. Someone liked to drink beer and just throw the pull tab in the back seat. Those were the days when you could do that. I'm not sure what that is.
Maybe one of the smaller lights in the back.
Yeah, that could very well be. Let's see. I think you're right. Yep, that's what it's for. That's a good find because we need two.
Yeah.
Here's what's left of probably the brake pedal pad. Look at how worn it is.
Yeah.
This car has some miles on it. Now, let's check the ashtray.
Well, it won't open.
No. No, it's stuck in.
Is it just cigarette butts?
No, pull tabs.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Somebody had some fun in this car.
Well.
Okay, trunk.
That's a little squeaky.
Yeah, but it stays up. Imagine that. This is neat. This goes right here, and it's still, look at that. It's still in good shape. How is that possible that that plastic hasn't disintegrated?
I don't know. How's it possible the plastic didn't fall apart on the clutch?
Yeah, right. More plugs. Condenser, probably to go with those points. Oh, cool. I love finding tools. Look at these. These are little files.
Huh.
Yeah, that's neat.
Pull this out. Just pull it out.
Look at this.
Oh, that look. Send that to Matt.
You know, this is interesting because they've been custom made to be completely flat, these vice grips. And they still work. Can you believe that? So I'm gonna oil those up. Battery cable in very bad shape. Now what's this? This is a broken door hinge. It says 64 on it.
It says 64?
Yeah, and this is a good door hinge. It's not broken. It's mouse house stuff.
It says potato sticks. When did they have potato sticks in a can?
Jeez, I don't know. A long time ago. Yeah, we had stuff living in here.
Look at that old box right there.
Yeah. AC oil filter, PF4. That's neat, and that is old.
There's an old, is it Pall Mall or
Pall Mall, cigarettes.
Look at that.
Yeah, so this guy loved to party. Smoke cigarettes and drink beer and throw the pull tabs on the floor. That's the other side of the broken hinge. Coil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We find coils a lot. Have you
Yeah.
noticed that?
Yeah, and you know, oftentimes old coils still work. Look at
Sweeping
that.
it
Now,
up.
what is that for?
I don't know.
Maybe taking trim off? It almost looks like that's what it's for. Maybe somebody used it to get all the trim off this thing.
Is that a ruler?
Yeah.
Does it have a name on it?
Yep.
What is it?
Well, it's an address, Dothan, Alabama, which is not far from where this car came from. On N-Ply, Great Northern, GN Ply. Great Northern Plywood Company. That might be my favorite thing we found so far. More spark plugs, lots more. An oil filter, oh, look at this, the oil filter that was in the box. That's cool.
That is really cool.
That's cool, and it's the right filter. You know, the filters for these cars are very weird. That's not that I'd use it, but now that we've got the box and the filter, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And then we've got another box
Oh.
and some papers. Oh, lots of papers.
Oh, wow.
Oh, a carburetor? That's cool.
Wow.
Ignition
Oh,
and
look.
carburetor
71,
tune-up
69.
specs. Oh, wow.
Has the years on it.
It's a manual.
66. Oh, wow. Look at that.
That's cool.
Is that the owner's manual? No.
Jamie Riley's greatest hits. Jerry Lee Lewis, Touching Home. I don't know what this is.
I don't know.
You find the craziest things in these cars. Golf map.
Look at that.
Remember these at gas stations
Yeah.
back in the day? And that's it. The rest of this is just
plug.
junk and
What-
more
what
spark
is on that
plugs.
box?
What's this?
Does
Okay.
clamp something?
Yeah, this is a muffler clamp. Looks like a muffler clamp box. That's kind of cool.
I think that, what's that say?
Silver rocket exhaust extension. Whoa, easily installed.
There's something right there.
Yeah, something I can't identify. Dirt dauber houses and a
Yeah.
huge hole.
Now, it's interesting to note that this is what the car it was white.
It was white,
According
yeah.
to the tag. We did look up the specs on the tag, and it
Yep.
said it was white with a black interior.
Yep.
Ask Richard what that white thing was.
It says Gold Circle brand, 1 transparent. There's something in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's nothing X-rated. It is something X-rated.
Oh no!
I told you he liked to party.
Oh no! That's the first time we found something like that
It
in
is.
a car.
I kind of thought it might be.
Okay.
That's gross. Transparent. That's so that you know that you're trying to.
We don't need to go into detail, but it's such odd packaging.
I'm not wearing one.
Richard, you can't say that in this video.
I know.
But it's very odd packaging.
It's high dollar.
It's nothing you could put in your pocket because.
I mean, somebody.
Somebody be like, "What's
somebody
in your
paid
pocket?"
money for that. That's not going in your wallet.
Oh, exactly. Well, you ready to go to the other side and lift up the hood? We noticed. Well, it's really weird. When I look through the camera, it looks white. So,
Yeah, look
but
at
it's
this
not.
blue.
It's like a whitish blue, and then that green.
Mm-hmm.
So we're thinking this was painted 3 times.
It was white originally, then like a turquoise, and then white again. Oh, look at this.
Oh.
So that goes with your little trimmer you
I wonder if
found.
there's another one in there.
Boy, that would be cool, because we need 2. That's the best find so far. What's this?
Is that
Looks
for a
like
battery?
it was a plastic battery box at one time, I think. And now it's just shot.
Oh, Richard, look over here.
What?
Look. There's an old license plate.
Oh, man. Is it the same number? 2260? No, this is
2960 is on here.
Oh, this is 221072.
Whoa, this one is Alabama. This one is 74.
Yep. So
Huh.
this is the one that precedes this. Wow. This thing has just been sitting forever. Ooh,
Oh, look at that.
Coke bottle. Look at 6.5 ounces. How can that be refreshing?
That was your worry. Well, at least he didn't drink beer all the time. So what is this piece of metal over here? Do you see that? Is that part of
This?
the car? I don't see one on the other side.
I don't see
No,
a
right
piece
there.
of metal. Oh, yeah, what is this? I'm sure it is some kind of heat shield, but I don't know what for. Make a nice piece of floorboard.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I don't know if this is from an animal. I guess it could be an animal, but it could have just blown in here over time. Because, I mean, if this car was last driven in 74, oh, you got to be careful, baby. You can't do that.
I guess the battery goes here, right? Here's the battery cables. Oh, this is a nice big one.
So 74 to now, that's 51 years.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. 51 years. Wow. Wow.
I think we might need to vacuum this out so we can get a good look.
Ooh, boy.
Don't you think so?
I think so. I just hate the thought. I found the rotor.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but it's shot. Look at that. The button is gone.
Oh,
Now it's junk.
yeah.
Luckily, I ordered one. I'm just going to start vacuuming, and if I see something, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
What is that? Check on the rotor?
I think that's a dust cover.
Oh.
It goes like this.
Oh.
I think. Those are not common. That's very interesting.
Much better. Much better. Look at that. Didn't find anything very interesting.
No. No, this car has been a letdown for Treasure, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And other things too.
Yeah. So, okay, now, the most important part, right?
What's that?
Need to see if it's seized.
Yes.
Fingers
Yes.
crossed.
Yeah. Before we get into whether this thing is seized, I wanted to give a huge shout out to two of our viewers. William sent us this Corvair book. Look at how awesome this is. Now, he sent it right away as soon as he found out we were going to get a Corvair. So I have it here, working on it. So it's just wonderful. Thank you so much, William. That was very thoughtful. And I don't care that this is a dirty old book. It makes it better.
I love it.
Makes it better. And then Tom sent us an Autocrafter's catalog for our Torinos, which was super thoughtful as well. I didn't know this company even existed, so this has been very educational for me. Thank you both very much, and to all you viewers that help us with this stuff. It's just humbling to have you send stuff like this to us. Let's give this oil a check. What do we got? A little bit over full. Pretty black and gooey. Let's see if it stinks. It smells, but only like old oil. There might be water in here. But if there is, it might not be a lot. So that's good news. I'm gonna do a second pull. Oh, that's interesting. Second pull, it's a full quart low.
Huh.
Yeah, because there's the full mark. There's the add mark. It's a full quart low. So it probably doesn't have water in it.
We'll find out.
Yeah, that's good news. All right, let's see if it's seized. The moment we've all been waiting for. Now the clutch is in right now, pressed in, so we don't have to worry about the transmission binding us up. So if this spins a full 2 revolutions, we're not seized.
There's a white chalk mark.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Okay, so it moves a bit. Oh, and then it tightens up.
Darn, I thought it
Big
was going to
time.
be unseized. Well,
Whoa.
what
Did
was
my
that?
wrench slip or did it move?
It moved more.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. But did you hear that big thud?
Yeah, that was probably something stuck.
I know.
I mean, I didn't push hard enough to break a valve or bend a push rod.
Whatever happened after that thud, it seems to be moving a lot easier. So, do you want to put something like check the spark plugs and
Yeah,
put the oil
I
in
probably
like we
should.
normally do?
Yeah, let's put stuff in the cylinders.
So
before I go any further.
where are those things on
the
this?
plugs right here?
Oh my gosh!
Yep.
I did not even.
Yep.
Wow, those are hidden with
Yeah.
those tops. Okay, so let's pull them and see what.
I
they look
can't
like.
believe that.
I know, but
I can't believe it. That this thing turns.
I don't know.
It goes to show that you just never know. 1974 and all this rust and moisture and it turned. I don't have any explanation for that. But I'm happy about it. All right, let's put some, let's look at these cylinders.
So-
to get at these plugs, these air breather assemblies have to come off. And I'm gonna oil up these little wires too. All right, let's see. Well, those come off nice and easy. That doesn't. I gotta get a pair of pliers. These are really bad. I know that surprises you, but that's turning. Now let's see what awaits us under here. I wonder if maybe these are oil baths. That will help if they are.
Ooh, that doesn't look good at all.
That doesn't look good at all.
So do you think water came through here?
Yeah.
Man, oh
Yep.
man, that's
Yep. It's not an oil bath, but thankfully it didn't get to the carburetor, right? Thankfully. But that explains the unbelievable rust on this thing. It's been full. Look at there's still water in it. Look at that. Maybe from our power washing.
wow. Yeah, maybe. Wow,
Look
that's
at that.
bad.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, we'll put this to the side.
But you know, you're absolutely right. That is, oh, hey, what is this? What is that check right there? See that?
Huh. I have no idea what that's for.
It looks really rusty too. Pull it. and
Could
see.
that be the transmission? It must be. It must be.
But it's a stick, right?
Yeah, but it's got a transaxle. Yeah, it's got a
because
transaxle
they
back
put a
here.
different one in.
Yeah. Oh, look at that fluid.
It looks rusty.
What kind of fluid is it supposed to be? It should stay in the stick. Axle oil. And okay, so I can smell it. Yeesh. Yeah, this is 80/90 and it's in good condition.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's in really good condition. Okay, so that's for the transaxle.
Huh. Okay.
Neato. Learn something new every car.
You know, can you see if that plate right there moves on the carb? It doesn't look
I
rusty
doubt
in there. Well, just put your finger in
You're
there.
being an optimist.
Look at that. I think if you oil that up, it's gonna move.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
Because
Yeah, a choke. Look at that.
That was way over
Yeah,
where
look
it got
at
rusty
that.
was way over there. So
And it was closed.
yeah, I think that one was saved.
I think that's the first good news of the day.
Well,
Let's
the
see
first
how
good
this
news
one
was it
goes.
moved a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's true. This is like an archaeological dig.
They all are.
Yeah, they are.
It's the part I love about it.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Well, the wiring's in good shape, right? I don't see any evidence that mice chomped on it.
That's true. I didn't think about it. I mean, I can see a little like right there. It looks like someone chewed on it. Is
Yeah.
that?
This one's falling apart in my hands.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? I think I don't see anything down in there.
It's mostly closed. All right, let's look at this thing before I put it down.
That has to be worse than the other one, don't you think?
It's pretty bad, yeah.
I don't know. Can you hold it to the light? Can't really see it.
But again, it wasn't over the carburetor, so that's huge for us.
See if you can move this one too.
The choke? Yep. Nice. Now this is how the whole throttle assembly moves. And that appears to be bound up. But I'm going to oil these up right now. Just let them sit.
It's all pieces of rust right there.
Yeah.
Whoa. And you say the wire's under there?
Yeah. I just got to thinking too, this engine is aluminum. These plugs may be a bear to get out. Wow. Still a little bit rubbery.
Well, that's good. We were discussing how to get to that middle one. Oh, wow. Look at that.
It really doesn't look so bad, does it, down there?
No, show the light. It doesn't.
No, not terrible. I'm going to vacuum that out a little too before I pull that plug. Okay, this is big.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's tight, but we knew it would be. Let me get a larger wrench. These are supposed to have never seize on them so that they never seize, but a lot of people don't do that, so they stick. This is about as long as a ratchet I would want to put on a plug.
Did it move?
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh,
Did it just...
oh no.
Oh, that's what we were afraid of. Oh, shoot. Well, it happens. You know?
Yep. Oh boy. Well, we've dealt with this before,
Yeah.
but never in such a deep hole like that.
Or we get to learn something new.
So this here is the snapped off plug. And it's big time snapped off. I mean, every bit of thread's snapped off. And it's not rusty. So that means the threads are really welded into that head. This is going to be a real challenge to get out. But what I'm going to do to start is take this cover off here. This is a air cover so that the fan can blow hot air off of the engine into these ducts, into the compartment, the passenger compartment, for heat. And it may serve other purposes too. But this is going to have to come off because I've got to get an extractor way down in that hole. So I just vacuumed out every hole, all the wires are off, and I'm gonna cover them all with lubricant and take this cover off and then let them sit overnight. So getting this cover off has proven to be quite a challenge. This is the synchronized throttle linkage I'm taking off now. I've had to take off all kinds of different bolts and screws to get at this cover. I think I'm getting close.
You know what
No,
you're...
it's hitting this.
It's hitting this. Is it hitting that?
Yeah, it's hitting that, it's hitting this.
So you decided to go ahead and take that carburetor off.
Gonna have to, because the throttle linkage is in the way and the throttle is stuck. So if the throttle wasn't stuck, then I could just pull the throttle linkage up to get this off, but no can do.
Now, one thing we haven't talked about is that this engine for 65, it should have 4 carbs.
Yes, as far as I know, it should.
So we're needing to find the serial number as well, and hopefully find out if they replace this engine or what's going on.
Yeah, something's weird because it's not a Monza, it's a Corsa. So as far as I know, the Corsa was a turbo or a 4-carb job. This is neither.
Alrighty.
Let's see if that bought us anything. A bit.
What about the other side?
Yeah.
Is it stuck over there as well? I don't
Stuck
see that
on
side
something.
coming. Yeah.
I've almost got this thing off. What a hassle. I swear you have to take half the engine apart to get this thing out. Both carbs, alternator. Just ridiculous. Looks like this little choke thing is the last piece. I just need to maneuver it all. Fuel lines. I mean, technically this needed to come out, but I was able to get it past it. But ridiculous. But I can't wait to see what access I have to the plugs with this off. So underneath the cover, there's the typical stuff that you see from a car that's been sitting a long time. That's a huge dirt dauber nest. There's one over there in the corner too. These are the cylinder walls. This needed to come off. This car would have run hot. These cooling fins are all that cools the engine, that and this fan here. And with all this junk on top of these cylinder walls, this poor car would have run hot. But let's see the broken plug. There it is right there. That's how it's supposed to look. And I have very good access to it. So I'm hoping that I can get an extractor in there. I'm going to have to heat this. I hate to heat it. I hate to heat aluminum. It's got such a low melting point, but this whole block is a huge heat sink, so I'm not too concerned about that. This is the tool I'm going to use for the job. This is a extractor set. I found it in a estate sale, I think for $5. It had been passed over by literally hundreds of people in this old barn because it was buried under stuff. I got it home and I realized it's a snap-on. So the way it works is you use a drill to drill out the hole to the size of the extractor, and the extractor has ribs on it that grab what you're trying to extract. So I'm going to drill that hole out to the size of the extractor and put the extractor in. As I drill this out, it's going to create chips that will then get down into the cylinder. So to minimize that, I'm going to have the vacuum running while I drill it out. There's no way to eliminate it completely, but I don't think it's going to be a problem, because what I'll do is fill the cylinder with some oil and blow it out by turning it over. and it'll have to be what it is at that point. But the vacuum cleaner will keep most of the stuff from going down in there. Okay, I've drilled out the hole, and it was nearly the right size. So no shavings got down the hole because it barely drilled out anything. And I've got the extractor in. So the next step is to put this over it and put a wrench on it. But before I do that, I'm going to heat it up. First try didn't work. There's a phrase in the automotive world, use a bigger hammer. I think Christina likes that phrase. So here's what I'm going to do. This is not working. It's a long wrench, but it's not working. So I'm going to heat soak this 2 more times and let it cool. And I'm going to try to remove it cold. And I'm going to use a ratchet. It makes sense that since it broke using a big ratchet, I'm going to need a big ratchet to get it out. What's the risk? The risk is I break off the extractor. It's a snap-on. If I break this off, I'm going to break any extractor. So I'm hopeful that doesn't happen, but I'm going to have to put a huge wrench and all my weight into this to get it, to try to get it out. It might rip the whole head apart around those spark plug threads. It might. If so, I'll use a helicoil. But I've got to get this thing out. It just won't come out in a conventional manner. There's what we're up against. Look at the threads on that. That's 1 inch of threads or more that we're trying to get out. This is not a typical plug. And it's just stuck. All those threads have probably carbon on them and corrosion. So it's cooled down from the heat cycle. Let's give it a try. Getting an amazing grip with this snap-on kit, but it just unfortunately twisted out. So I'm gonna have to put it back in. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Wow.
Yeah, I don't see any movement at all.
Wow. Ugh.
Round 3.
Yep, this time we have a breaker bar and a cheater pipe. This extractor is spinning. Look at the pressure I'm putting on this extractor.
Yeah, I know.
This is not a...
You would think something else might break.
You would think it would come out. This is not an endorsement of Snap-on, but this is impressive. What about an impact wrench?
I mean, you could try that.
I mean, at this point, I'm desperate enough to try it. Don't do this at home. This is like...
Do I need glasses?
Not what I should be doing, huh?
Do I need glasses on?
No.
Okay. It did not move 1/10 of a centimeter.
It did not. All right, let me try the other way. Tighten it a little bit, see if that works. I mean, it didn't
hung in
slip.
there.
Unbelievable. This is hot.
Oh,
this
I
is
believe
hot.
it.
That's how
Yeah.
hard I was pushing on it. Okay, there's one other thing we can try, but it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And that is fill the cylinder up with mystery oil. If the valves are closed, and we can make sure that they are, because we've got a little spinning out of the cylinder, it'll coat the bottom of the plug with mystery oil
Yeah.
and maybe help loosen it up.
It's stubborn. I'll give it that. No. Oh, I heard something.
That was the trunk.
Oh, shoot.
Collapsing under my weight.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am serious. Not gonna work. I can say that we tried everything I know to get this out.
So let me ask you this. Sometimes we say, oh, as long as we have 5 cylinders, it'll run on 5. So what's the difference between running on 5 and leaving that in there versus running on 5 and it being open?
It'll just run on 5. It'll blow the compression out the hole, but that's no big deal.
Okay. So should we just move on?
Well, I mean,
No, I thought maybe it was like since that was in there and
it's an
and
interesting
it
thought.
wasn't doing
because
anything that it had to come out, but
we don't know if the engine's any good. It's an interesting thought. We could spend a long time getting this out and the engine's junk. Whereas
Yeah,
if
no-
you start it, it's an interesting thought. Well, let's see if it'll turn over 2 revolutions then.
should we change the oil first then?
We got to check to see if there's water in it, but no, I don't want to change it. It looks good, and this oil has definitely got zinc in it because the old oils did.
Okay, do you want to check it first? It's like if
Yeah,
you're
I'll check
spinning it twice and there is a little bit of water in there.
It won't hurt anything
Okay.
because we're not spinning it fast enough to get suction in the oil pump,
Okay.
so it's not going to hurt anything. No.
All right. All right. Well then, yeah. Let's. Well, I don't know. How far do you think we got yesterday? Like half a turn?
No, I think it was more like a quarter turn.
Quarter. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
I think that's a great idea. Let's try that.
Yeah. Let's just move on. Looking to see the chalk mark that was on there yesterday.
It's
Oh, I see it coming
super
around.
easy.
I see it coming around. I think.
Yeah, it's turning super easy.
Okay. So I've personally seen it twice.
Okay.
I should say we've personally
You got
seen it
one
twice.
one cylinder with compression right there.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Or you can feel it?
I can feel it.
Well, that's good.
All right. This is a very unorthodox way to do a will it run, in my opinion. I mean, some people would just throw a battery in and crank it, but
Well, I would.
we don't do things that way.
I would
but
have taken my anger out on that and beat it out.
It's
so.
clear that this is not hitting the piston, and I didn't think it was, so we're going to leave it in there.
I think so.
I mean, it's not really going to hurt anything to be in there.
I know. I just hate that we can't look at them and,
I hate it too.
put the camera in there because it's always. Remember how we were talking about that archaeological dig yesterday? I mean, that's part of the dig to me, but sometimes the dig isn't worth the sanity, right?
I'm not taking any more plugs out of this thing.
I know.
No way.
Okay, so I'm going to start working on cleaning the inside. See what we have to work with. I'm going to actually say that we don't have a lot to work with. We have a few things. I mean, the seats aren't that bad, and well, a good clean makes everything look better. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna rip this out. I don't see any reason to keep it in there. I don't have to look at what's underneath it. Alright, so I was ripping the carpet out and you can see it doesn't look all that great. I'd had hopes for this seat, but can you see that? Down in here, can you see that? It just looks so bad. Sorry if my gloves are in the way. The seat, unfortunately, may not be what I had hoped for. This is just full of literally mud and dirt back here. It's kind of strange. And, oh, that's a hot mess. So I'm gonna hope that maybe that seat doesn't look like that. So I told Richard in the back window where behind the back seat, I saw this magazine book type thing and he pulled it out for me, and I can't tell what it was because there's no cover left, but it's, you can see right there it says Eclipses in 1974. So this was left the same year that it said on the license plate. And look at that, the planets in 1974. it's just so funny to look at this kind of stuff. So I had to add that it has recipes in here, and in case you didn't know, if you're losing your hair, there's been a German medical discovery right there. You know, just go in close. You can find out how to get your hair back for $1. And this was the really cool keychain that I found in there, but unfortunately, it fell apart. That looks like a player keychain, doesn't it? Rolling the dice. Yeah, that's funny stuff. So I just finished vacuuming the car. I'm gonna say about an hour and a half. Okay, ripped the carpet out, vacuumed everything, and it was disgusting. Just disgusting. But okay, carpet's out, padding's out, and I don't know. I tell you what, I'm just gonna take a shower, like maybe 5 showers before I do anything else. I think Richard has made some progress, so I'm gonna head to the back, which is odd. Normally I say I'll head to the front, but in this case I'm heading to the back. Right, hon?
Yeah, if you turn around, I'll show you the carb is now free. So with some judicious use of heat and penetrating oil, this throttle plate is now free. It was really, really stuck. So this one's good. The other one's good. We're gonna move on now to seeing if this thing will turn over with the battery. Battery's going in. I've cleaned up the battery cables. They're not in the best shape, but they should be good enough to turn it over. You know, you can see, even though this car was used 9 years, a lot of Mickey Mouse stuff. The battery hold down was using wire, stranded wire. So whoever did this didn't want to spend too much money on the proper things.
He had more important things to buy, like beer.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do the touch test, which is putting voltage to the car carefully and looking for smoke. Some of the wiring in this car is quite suspect. There's no spark here, so that's good. Okay, I'm gonna go turn the key on, see if that changes things. Nothing. Okay, good. I'm gonna try to turn it over. Nothing is energized in here.
Maybe it doesn't work. It could be rusted, right?
It could be, but it's odd that absolutely nothing comes on.
We did see these wires chewed up here, though. Do you remember? So I'm not really sure what.
Yeah, see,
May not.
Look at that crappy one.
I know, I'm like, this is disconnected here. Maybe nothing's connected.
The starter should be. This should go right to the starter, but we may have to use the trigger to see if it turns over.
I'm gonna do that. I think
Yeah,
that's
let me do
easier.
that. Wow, this is wiring messed up. It's no wonder the starter's not working. Wow. I don't think the trigger's gonna work.
Really?
No. Everything is so rusty.
Oh, yeah.
It's so bad.
So take it out. You said it was a normal Chevy, right?
Yeah.
Should we should have like 3 of those around here.
It's actually not, now that I look at it closely.
Oh, darn.
It bolts straight in. If I sand these connections, I can probably get something.
You think?
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh, I got a red light.
You did?
Yeah. Wow. Wow, that's good.
Yeah, I can see now.
Okay, so we're on. So let's get out from under it and see if it'll turn over.
Yeah. Is the battery still plugged in?
Yeah, it's still plugged in. The clutch is in. There's no ignition, no carburation, so it's not going to start.
Hold on, let me back up here. Okay. Let's see what happens. Well, it made a noise.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. I think that's battery connections. Okay, let me let this back down.
Okay. I told Richard before he lowers it back down, yeah, why not just give it a couple of whacks?
Why not?
I know, because then... I mean, why not do it? Because that way saves time. It just saves a little time. It's a little dark under here, but
Yeah.
we decided since we're under here, we're just gonna go ahead and open that up and see if there's any water in it.
The idea here is just let a little bit of oil out because the water will be under the oil since they don't mix.
Yeah.
And if no water comes out, then we know there's no water in the oil. So we only have to let a little tiny bit out. Here it comes.
Okay. It's hard to tell, honestly. I think there is. Did you see that gray stuff?
No, that's water. I mean, that's oil.
The gray is?
But I forgot to take my gloves off, so now they're soaked. Crap. But we'll look at it when we get it out. It's pretty dark under here to tell. Ow. Yeah, that's all oil.
Yeah.
It's crappy. Really crappy, but it's oil.
All right. Well, I guess crappy oil is better than no oil.
Oh, it's better than water.
That's true. The
Plus the
positive?
negative.
Oh, the negative.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see if that helps.
Okay. Yeah, that
Okay.
did.
So the starter spun but didn't engage. Wow, that starter's healthy.
I know. I made a little yell, but I wasn't expecting it.
Well, what you heard that scared you was the compression that was blowing through the stud
Yeah, I saw a little something
extractor.
come out.
Now, you don't want to
dust.
stand near that stud extractor because the compression might blow it out.
Oh,
So
you could,
just be
was it
aware.
stuck? You couldn't get it out.
Yeah, it's pretty stuck.
Don't forget you're going to need a coil and a lot of other stuff actually.
Yeah.
Cap,
Cap.
rotor.
It's
there we go.
all
Wrong
missing
thing.
here, including the screws. It's all missing. And there's cut wires all over the place, and it's crazy.
It's going to take a minute.
Whoever took this stuff off didn't care too much, but that engine, you know, turning over, sounded pretty good. It's got compression,
Yeah,
clearly.
yeah. I mean, I could hear it.
Yeah,
Did you hear it?
You heard it escaping past this.
Yeah. Okay, thank goodness. Okay, because honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking, I think we're gonna have to take this to the junkyard and maybe ask for $200. I wasn't sure they'd even give it.
We may
to
take it
us.
to the junkyard. Something right happened today. 7 minutes ago, our order arrived with the points, the condenser, the cap, the rotor, all the stuff that is either missing or broken. So I'm gonna clean this distributor out here. I'm going to find some screws for the condenser and the points, and then we're gonna put this all back together. And I can see weird stuff like, there's a washer. I think there's a washer sitting in here. No, that's good. I'm gonna clean this all up and then check for spark.
Much cleaner than I ever thought it would, though.
Yeah.
It was just covered with mud.
Yeah, it was filthy. Christina was looking through the manual that we got from the viewer, William, and this is what we're looking for. This is what we're missing right here. It's called the breaker plate, and it holds the points and the condenser. And it's completely gone. And it looks like it's attached with 2 screws. And those 2 screws go on the distributor here. Right here and right here. So I need to make a circular plate with 2 ears for these screws so I can then drill holes for the points and the condenser to mount and tap them. Really don't know how this is going to work out, but this is what I'm going to try. This is an electrical box plate, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to use the distributor as a template, the distributor cap as a template. And I'm going to use probably the plasma cutter and the grinder to get it as precise as I can. This will be an interesting exercise for sure. All right, so we've got the rough cut for the breaker plate, the 2 screws that hold the distributor cap down, and the 2 ears are made that are going to hold this breaker plate down. The next step is drill a hole through the middle so that the distributor shaft can come up through. That should be pretty easy. But then I've got to drill and tap 2 holes for the points and condenser. And I have no idea where those points ought to go, so I'm just gonna wing it.
So this is plan A. Plan B.
Plan B is hopefully we can find the part on Marketplace.
And plan C.
Plan C involves setting fire to the car, but I can't talk about that.
Yeah, set fire to.
Okay, Frankenstein's monster is in place. So I built that plate, mounted the condenser, mounted the points, and have the points set to 19. Setting the points was not easy. So technically, when I turn this over, I should get spark at the points. So let's see if I do. No guarantees here, but let's see if I do. Yep, great spark at the points. So that was a success. I can't believe it, but that was a success. Incredible. Okay, so the rotor's going on now, the cap's going on. Let's see if we can take a step further. We're close. Wires in, new cap, new rotor. I've got the coil in, got the ignition hooked up to a jumper. The carbs are back on. Looks like I gotta plug a vacuum leak there. But it's late. It's 10 o'clock at night. So I think what I'm gonna do at this point is just come back to it, because I don't want to rush it. I don't want to make any mistakes. I haven't hooked up the accelerator linkage to the carbs and stuff like that. So I'm going to call it for tonight, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It's startup day. And what that means is this engine either starts or it doesn't, because we're out of time. So a brief recap. The breaker plate is in, the points fire. I've got the points set as best I can with this makeshift breaker plate. Now I've got a spark checker in line with the plugs. I want to see if the spark is getting to the plug, because of course I have a makeshift breaker plate that might affect the height of the distributor cap. So I'm just going to try that quick. That background noise you're hearing is rain, so just don't pay that any mind. So we're looking at this right here to see if it sparks. I'm going to hook the ignition up, and we should see spark there.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, so that's great news. We've got the makeshift breaker plate is working. How closely the dwell is from the points, I don't know. But the next task is I need to split the gas between 2 carburetors. So I've got this vacuum tee that I think will work, So I'm gonna take a few minutes to do that and get back to you. Like many things we do here, this is a bit Mickey Mouse. We have the fuel supply out of harm's way. It comes down to a big vacuum tee and tees off to both carburetors. It's like that because this tee that I'd love to use is like welded on to the fuel pump. There's no way I'm getting it off without breaking the pump. And I don't want to break the pump. I don't know if it works, but I will figure that out assuming if this thing fires.
So you turn the gas on.
Yeah, that one's leaking, but I didn't tighten it up. So the tee's working. You
No,
tighten
that's
this
good.
up. Yes, that is
I
good.
kind of thought that might be where we saw a leak at first.
Me
So
too.
yeah, so that's good.
All right, I'm gonna fill the bowls. We are nearly ready. Based on what I can tell, the floats are working on both carburetors. So if it fires, it ought to stay running for a minute.
This is just so unorthodox for us. Normally, we wouldn't think about starting something if we hadn't looked at the plugs and
Yeah.
all that. So
Yeah, it's, I hate doing this honestly, I am going to use chainsaw gas when I first prime it, but I just hate doing it like this. It's not the right way to do it, but we don't have a choice.
No.
You may ask, why haven't I drilled the plug out yet? Because it's going to take a long time to do right, and I want to see if this engine's any good first, frankly, before I do it. Of course, if it starts, I'm going to do that. I'm going to prime each carb with chainsaw gas. Let's give it a whirl. Hook up the ignition. Okay. Kind of sounds like the firing order's not right, which is, well, it could be. Let me try it once more, but I think that's the problem.
I was getting ready to say, if that backfires, your wrist was right on that carb too. So, didn't like that. So normally we would use our
TDC whistle.
But you don't want to mess with the spark plugs.
Well, we can't get the first plug's broken off, so
Right.
the TDC whistle won't get in there. But we could use the thumb test. But first we have to find where on the crank number 1 is marked.
So there's supposed to be a little indent, and that's what we're looking for. You ready?
No, I gotta back this up.
Okay.
And when it stops, these marks should be aligned. And it should be a TDC. Okay. Now just put your thumb or your or your small finger over that hole.
Yeah, I'll
Like
do
that? Yeah, just like that. But it's got to cover it. It's got to seal it. Yeah, like that.
That's the best I can do. I
then-
can cut my nail off if you want to do that.
No.
I don't mind. I grow it back.
No.
Okay.
And you're going to feel air start to push on your finger.
Am I supposed to be pushing on it or don't?
No, just seal it.
Okay.
Just seal it.
I feel it now.
Okay, good. So just keep doing that.
Okay, it's tough to get in there, I know.
I just can't see. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning.
It's dark in here.
I think it's because it's so rainy. We can't
It's
see
dark,
anything in the
yeah.
shop. Okay.
Feel it? Yep. 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 Don't tell me when you get there. Let me tell you. I don't feel it anymore.
Yep. That's TDC right there.
Is it right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't feel anything coming out anymore.
Yep, that's TDC. So now we have to check where the rotor is pointing.
Let's see what happens.
Yep. Drum roll, please.
How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Please.
And it's not pointing there.
It's nowhere. Do you want to show them where the mark is?
Yeah, it's way up here,
No, I mean the chalk mark.
right here. So that could mean a couple of things. It could mean that this distributor is a tooth off, which is what I think it means. Could mean I need to back this up, loosen this up and back it up so that it points there. It could mean an issue with the timing chain, assuming this car has one, and I don't know if it does, and I know I should, but you guys are learning right along with the rest of us. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to try is loosen the bottom of the distributor and see if I can make up that difference. It's already loose.
It was very loose.
Yep, which is kind of what I thought. So it's probably been loose for eons and it got bumped at some point and bumped way over, but let's see if it's over enough to make this line up. Look at that.
Yeah.
Lined up nicely now. So it was super, let's see, that would have been, with the rotation that way, that would have been super retarded. Okay. All right, let's put it back together. All right, we're going to try it again. We adjusted the timing a bit. stand behind it. That
It
sounds
does sound better.
That does sound better. It sounds now like it needs some air. It likes partial throttle opening. Oh,
Whoa. I wasn't expecting that.
me neither. Me neither. Come on, baby. You will shock me if you run.
That was kind of funny.
Turn the gas. Oh, the gas is on. Okay. We gotta shut it down to hook up the fan. But those carburetors are working beautiful.
So that clanking, that was where the spark plug.
That's the spark plug.
Because I noticed when you put the towel over it.
It got quiet.
Yeah. How unreal! I can't believe it.
I can't either. I really can't. This is one where I thought if it ran, it was going to be a real bear because we're starting with 5 cylinders. We have 1974.
No. Wow.
Incredible.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
I hate we can't get those spark plugs out now. I hate it.
Well, now we don't need to. We know they're fine.
Yeah.
That was definitely running on 5. Definitely. Yeah. So now let's hook the fan up and all that jazz, and then run it again, and then I'll start on drilling out that plug hole. This alternator's got to go back on in order to get the belt in. And look at all the junk that's coming out of it. It's ridiculous. It's just pouring out junk, and it's very bad inside. It doesn't turn very well. So this is going to be an interesting exercise.
So you're having an issue with the belt.
Believe it or not, the fan belt, there's a piece of metal in the way. The clearance is very tight to get it past the oil filter. And someone over the years have bent a piece of metal up in the way. So you can't get the belt in. And I'm going to need to try 50 different belts on this, so it needs to be an easy process. Ready to go. The belt's on. Thank you, Les. You gave us a whole bunch of belts a few months ago, and this belt's pretty long, but it works. So we're going to run it again. We don't have the engine cover on, so we can't run it super long, but Christine has done a great job of cleaning up the cooling fins on the cylinders, so we can run it longer than last time. That is, assuming it fires. In case you're wondering, by the way, what this thing is on my arm, it's a protector. I got a bad burn right there. So you've probably been seeing me this whole video. Why is he wearing that? That's why. It's almost healed. All right, ignition. really is holding it down.
You've seen how low it would go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed with what it did.
I am very impressed.
After 51 years?
I am very, very impressed.
5 cylinders?
Impressed. So next up, for a future video, I'll drill that plug out, get that in. Imagine how good this is going to run on 6.
I know.
It's incredible.
It is incredible.
But Christina and I want to thank you so much for watching. This was a ton of work. And I know this video is a bit long because we really wanted to show you this struggle. But thank you again for watching. Check out WTRmerch.com. There might be something there you like, and every piece of merchandise sold supports us. Thanks again. Have a great day.
You know, the whole time I was wondering, you know, is one of the carbs going to leak? Something, but it didn't. I'm kind of shocked. I really didn't like this car, but now I'm kind of liking it.